16 of the Wuhan Open to take on either Sean Murphy or Gary Wilson. Judd Trump to get us underway. He's won the last 7 meetings between himself and Jack. Sustain that today. If he can certainly win.
Absolutely, Dave. He's a bit of an enigma, isn't he? Let's be honest. We've had lots of long, but I think we just have to enjoy him for what he is and what he might not be on occasions. As you pointed out, 3 of those defeats to Judd Trump, the beautiful player he is to watch at times. And there's no question, given that he has beaten Judd, not recently, but he has beaten him 5 times, that he is capable of doing so. Player here. Oh, that's quite a bad mistake. He didn't get very close to the red and nicked to it to pot it. That one. So, an early good chance here.
Oh, no surprise straight away. Getting everything into play. That's how he... Yeah, he's been here a few days. Obviously, as he flew out, he wasn't aware that Ryan Day was going to pull out. So, just getting going in this tournament, having won that qualifier a couple of months ago now.
Jack's ranking of 28 is misleading, in my opinion. Of course, the ranking material, of course, he's been in there before. Highest ranking of 10, that's a bit more in keeping with what... He's a very elegant player and he makes snooker look very easy. And when O'Sullivan, of course, is also in that category of making the game look easy. Very delicately played.
42.
The other thing about him, of course, is he's quite a fluent player.
43.
He's one of those players who could win frames pretty in half an hour or even less.
I always think with him, we've got to focus on the easy stuff because it does come easily to him.
51.
And he's doing here. This is a good start so far, as long as he...
Red, if he'd like to be able to hold, and he'd have to play it gently to do so. And that's probably as much 59. As he could have stopped the cue ball. Any more than that.
65.
Very that he has taken these so far. The frame has been won in a single visit. That's absolutely, as I said, what he wants. Might be that he's a left-hander as well, mightn't it? That it makes him like this
79.
Elegant players who... There's something about a left-handed snooker player that's pleasing on the eye. Usually, I mean, there was one. Often they have a gift. And he's moving the balls around delightfully in this first frame.
88.
Word, he started it very impressively. Trump just left the chance within a couple of shots. Lisowski got all the reds into play. And as well.
94.
So, with this pink, it'll be his... This is what he's got to do if he's going to beat Judd Trump today.
Might play it around 2 cushions here, between the gap between the yellow and brown, or he tried to play that, but it's a very... Well, can be misleading. He always tends to look like this. But you cannot do any more than what he's doing here. The bit of a loosener, it felt. And it's cost him.
111. 115. 110. 126.
Wonderful from Jack Lisowski. A total clip for him. Make the most of any chance here.
Knows will have to be at his best. Keep Lisowski at arm's length. And he had a terrific season last year, Judd, especially though the... Well, off the side of the bunch, this could go wrong. And it kind of has. The pot's not stayed out, but position not easy for... The way he got up as if he thought it had rolled off, but he has given. Lovely cueing.
Despite quite not making, a particularly great start to the campaign.
I think when you look at someone like Tepchaya, all those 147s he's made, he's down the... That's a nice shot. That's opened up the black completely.
Yeah, Tepchaya has actually won the first frame already.
Really strange player. A beautiful player to watch.
17.
Snooker, so worth watching.
$25.
That was a good recovery shot because he didn't want to be that close to the cushion, of course.
32.
In fact, you never want to be close. Up and down. Sometimes, yes, he missed the pot and he didn't hit a bolt colour, but... Well, that will really... As he's on it, that was quite fortunate because there's no way in the world he played it in the way that he got it. Visit than frame one. Yeah. Couldn't take advantage.
Lisowski, 6. One.
Well, that was actually a better... So all is forgiven. I don't think the blue will mean...
9.
Of course, he's seen his closest pursuer, and there wasn't points between them, so Trump is still a long way in front. Of course, it's a two-year system. Points get taken off as well throughout the campaigns. Of course, around this time, 2 years ago, he did win.
$24.
Just needs another red here to level things up. You mentioned Trump's consistency, and it's a very good point. But I think it helps that it's not too bad over there, obviously. But with Judd playing and Zhao Jintong, well, I don't think... Oh, I have seen that happen actually, where the wrong person breaks off, and you don't. It's not condoned. You have to set the balls up again.
It's won the opening frame against Rhiannon Evans, who's looking actually to become the first woman to reach the last 16 of a ranking event today. Maguire's taken the first.
Some pretty big matches taking place on outside tables today. Sean Murphy and Gary Wilson is a a very interesting match.
7 or something, but there were quite a few people there actually watching. There was an audience, which is good.
Yeah, playing the plant, but hoping the cue ball would come back. I don't think he bargained on. It was not even so thin that he couldn't hold. He could hold for the black, so it turned out to be a mistake. It's likely to be an open match, these two. I mean, there might be periods of a match that's going to be played fairly rapidly, I think.
9. 17.
He's got the feeling that he didn't like the way that the Reds were grouped up in the...
Judd Trump, 24.
Well, he went for the pot. He was absolutely miles away. And once again, a bit like frame one, you know, he thought... Now, does he go directly into the bunch here, or does he go ready in? Of course, that's always the problem. Oh, well, he hasn't avoided it.
Lisowski,
I don't know whether that's red. Significant, though. Probably going to cost him the frame.
1.
He was open all the Reds up for the heaviest scorer in the game right now, Judd Trump. Ready, for example, Zhao Tong made 13.
7.
It's not impossible. It could just come down to the crucible schedule. You know, of course, in that scenario, it would guarantee to be Xingtong because he'll be on the first day. It was a great moment. Applauded him. Just acknowledging the achievement.
10.
Still not won the frame, of course, because now, as you can see, distance between the balls. Yeah, he didn't quite get very close to the red. It was the shot before, the yellow. He was limited in what...
1.
Well, Lisowski. But I'm afraid he might have been unlucky not to... And that was the end of that.
Yeah, the worry for Lisowski is that Trump, you know, hasn't really hit the heights yet, has he? You know, he's struggled a little. And the last shot Lisowski played, he pushed the red safe, which favours Trump with the lead he's got. So, as I say, despite him not really yet producing the snooker we know he can.
9.
So Jack Lisowski started with that magnificent 133 total clearance, but he did to take the lead in the match.
I think what it is, you know, the break for themselves really, but it can be frames like this where there aren't necessarily any big breaks, and they're the ones you've got to win. And it might not be one of Jack Lisowski's the blue. We have to say that to knock it in, knock a red in, cost him the frame.
Yeah, he had the chance just tighten up a little bit and rediscover that brilliant form he showed us in frame one.
There is a slightly sloppy shot there from a little half-hearted on that shot. But in a roundabout way, it's given him a chance. If he can play right-handed, if you're a left-handed player. Otherwise, I'm not sure how he could have ever got to that with the whole bunch of reds in the way. But if he fell 3-1 down despite this good start, then, well, he might. Very good shot. Oh dear. Well, that is frustrating, isn't it? That really is. Shot. But even then, I expected him to get it.
1. Nine.
Yeah, didn't really go into the bunch. He was just trying to hold the cue ball.
17. 25. 33.
Single one out of those. So you probably have to go into them. It might not take a lot of... Strange shot, that. So that's why you have to play on the loose red. So it's going to have to be a better positional shot on his next colour to... So there's quite a bit riding on this shot. Took the pressure off that last shot a little bit, I think.
Well, now, with the reds in play, he missed that blue to the green pocket. It was sort of bits and pieces, really, the previous two frames, but fact is, he's going to be 3-1 up at the interval, and Lisowski's had
67. 68.
And then, of course, the blue in this frame. The blue
75. 70.
Yeah, not a lot to write home about since, and this now is Trump
84.
at his best. As I say, needed a few chances in the previous two as he attempts to make his 11th century of the season. Black and yellow.
Isn't that yellow? I almost missed it.
104.
So he's played 16 frames this week and he's won 13 of them, Judd Trump.
108.
108. It was the blue, of course, that Lisowski in frame 4. He needs 2 more to take on either Sean Murphy or Gary Wilson in the last 16 here in Wuhan.
Oh dear.
12.
Bit of a distraction. Beautiful shot. He floated that in. Well, the red above and to the left he potted into here. So it's landing behind it. He wouldn't have mind. So it's going to have to be a forcing shot on the into them. Reds haven't really moved, so probably no further here with this break, unless he can just... Well, he seemed determined to try and keep the break going, but that wasn't all that close either.
Rhian Evans has pulled one back against Tom. And Sergio Always had a century to lead 3-0 against Jackson Page. So it's clearly something about Wuhan last year. The maximum was just outstanding. Couldn't quite reproduce it though in the final against Shankadong. The Higgins interview was interesting, wasn't it, in terms of struggling for motivation, because I saw Gary Wilson at the Championship League first tournament. He was able to approach every tournament the same, just try and win them.
Getting through to this red? And the answer is no, it didn't. To have these peaks and troughs, I guess, and yeah, previously the season many years ago. This has got to be made to count. This here and now is where he's got to start to get frames on the board. He's got to get points on the board. Prior to that, of course, Lisowski's not really a dig-in sort of a player.
16.
Mark Allen 3.
That is a beautiful shot. The bunch were... Bit of a calculated risk.
One. $39.
Done pretty well. He's on the black, fairly thin contact.
$55.
That's not a good shot on the previous one. I don't know how he could have got this one. Ah, brilliant.
63.
So another red is going to be canning the red by the pink out, but that's risky. Yeah, I think he's done well to avoid trying that.
No, so not over yet. That was frame ball. Just
sort of buried in behind the pink and doesn't go anywhere, then Lisowski is not going to want to move that, because that is the one way back into the frame for Trump. under any circumstances. So I think he's done the right thing. It's a pretty good shot, that, I'd say. Yeah, that's very good. Okay.
Well,
One.
not taking any chances,
Get
playing the
Lisowski,
snooker.
1.
Win it. See what happens here with Trump if he hits it and
Foul. Judd Lisowski.
stays in the
4.
frame. But now it's a couple of snooker, like Trump was getting on top.
Yeah, I mean, Lisowski before the interval, he
One.
made a few errors. Each better frame here.
Ten. $13. 17.
Couldn't see a lot more of the blue than the potting frame.
And that's exactly what he's done. Who won the first, the Championship League, is 2 each with Jia Xing on table 2. Of course, Neil Robertson and Ronnie O'Sullivan contested the final of the second, the Saudi Arabia Masters, both.
One.
He's got the first go at this table. Things would get very interesting. We know he's capable of all of those things.
5.
It's a good shot. He's always knew that he had that bit on the left to back him up. He just won the previous frame and he's in first here, so he's on a bit of a roll.
Doesn't go into his shell. Here again, trying to get things moving. Hasn't quite worked out, though. He was tough.
Lisowski. One.
He just got to the left of it. That's a good shot. If he played it with any more pace, he'd have hit it. Tight on that shot, didn't it? The player view.
7.
I'm loath to say
In these huge breaks. Bingham is another one who makes 147s because he's been world champion. But there was certain the break's going to end here. Crucial moments. You'd have to win one here.
Judd Trump. 13.
That
Foul and a miss.
brilliant. I mean, obviously you don't want to get the other side of the shot.
He certainly won't take Lisowski for granted, not a chance. He's practiced with him many times,
9.
good friends with him, knows how good he is. I'm sure as well he will have given him advice, but on occasions like today, that goes out the window.
17.
I think you go with natural cueing. So, just when you felt that he was getting this frame
Judd Trump.
on, it's where his concentration's got to be good, Lisowski. He's got to be ready for this moment. That's a good. There's no reason why he shouldn't capitalise fully on that mistake from Trump now. Not in this.
Yeah, these are the moments, the key moments of matches, aren't they? When one player will feel they should have won the frame, the other.
16. 17. 25.
Yes, he might have felt it right. That's fine. Fractionally short of pace. Just took an extra feather there, just the way it was. Trump can only tie. And he might have done better with that shot. Because from that left side, Judd is a left-handed player. Yeah, he can drop in behind it now, so pink and black from there. It's a bit close to it, isn't he? In the end, it's okay.
It's a big frame. Felt it anyway, but Lisowski unable to kill it off, missed that to frame 6. He makes the clearance.
To break. I think it's a little bit of a myth. I know the shot is always played like this. This position. He's certainly tried it. Oh, that was a great effort, but it might cost him the frame.
It will be level. In it goes. What a finish to frame 6. In control, but things have turned around. It's 3-3. Very early in the season. This is only the going. Problem with Trump, and it's a good problem to have, is his record has been certainly. What's wrong with him? Well, what's wrong with him there? He's not played that well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him play a lot better. And say a weekend, of course, the semi-finals are Friday. In this tournament, it finishes on Saturday. That's what he's trying. Got to believe in the table, not rolling off.
Massive Mundas. This is 140,000 to the winner. Ooh. Well, could have been worse. She's got the rattle there, but it's okay.
mean, this is red all along he was looking at, but he really has to get this dead right. He's not reached. And the first go was closer, and surely Lisowski.
One.
But as Dave said, he's got 10, so here you have to build the game as well.
Eight. Thirteen.
Play on the pink or black here into that right corner.
20.
See that bottom red also goes, so he slowly.
27.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's just an appreciation and an understanding that you are. Also, you have to understand important junctures in a match, and certainly
Demolition jobs, far from it. There's been moments where he's really had to dig in. Last year in Saudi,
42.
first round 4-0 down to Uyiza. Wants them to kill this frame off. Really focused hard, hasn't he, here on this break, Judd Trump. Lisowski did have the initial chance to step in and take full advantage, and this is why he's top of the rankings, isn't it? In moments like this in matches.
I think he's important, and there's been an element of good control throughout it. Doesn't mean he's won the match, but he looks at the moment the driven of the two, I think. But it's been enjoyable. Both players have played their part in what's been a very interesting. Could yet go all the way, of course.
70.
This frame is over. One.
Could so easily have stolen the last frame, but he wouldn't have known he'd lost it on a terrific break here. Of course, he was the first winner in Wuhan 2 years ago, and the tournament was held. Got on the plane, could have sat the tournament out, didn't. Came here, won this, and then went to Belfast. And how sort of driven he is to win. Like a second century of the afternoon for Trump. What a time to make this one, though. Superb. $109. It was at the English Open, wasn't it, in Brentwood, so not even a year ago. We've had a couple of results. Tepchire and New through 5-2 to Tepchire, 5-1 for Tom Ford.
It was a nice safety shot from Trump, swinging the. There's always a red, isn't there, that you know that you should be able to avoid. It's almost like it's bigger than the width of it.
One.
Well, without the black, easy. But of course, if you could get an angle on the blue and crash into the bunch, you could free up. And there's no reason why he shouldn't, if he's got the angle, go into them, but plays on the bottom red, but still going into them from a
13.
So choosing to do the same thing. Well, it's not bad. Once again, a little straight on the... Played it well. That's probably the best shot of the break. Yes, I think there wasn't a very big target to hit there. He needed to hit the pink.
Judd Trump.
And it's not a sign in, you know, it's the pragmatic approach there he took. Yeah, good decision, I think, there. Didn't like the pot. He knows he's treading on thin ice as far as this match is concerned. But either way, whether Lisowski's shot was a good one, it turned out not to be quite. But there's a lot of reds to cover. And that is very well done, twice across. Here. To drop into one of the two reds. Missed it again. And this will definitely go back this time, no doubt about it.
Well, that's 3 attempts already, 12 points.
Well, he's got the shot and well played.
Well, Lisowski got over that hurdle eventually, but the pressure's still on here. At any moment, you know.
In fairness to Lisowski, he's battling. Yeah, I mean, Jack does get his... I suppose you could argue that last red he missed. If he'd have played it full-bloodedly, rather than looking to escape, he may...
Yeah, I mean, when Trump, in his early years, was sort of known as a really, really hard player to beat, we saw his response to losing the respot in frame 6. He came out, he made a terrific century.
15.
And that includes the green. Shot. Albeit the reds are spread everywhere. Well, this red goes in.
Yeah, this is Trump's other great skill as a recovery potter. I mean, the red and the brown were missable. He's our winner. And in the end, he's dominated these two frames since Lisowski won that respot for 3-3. Of course, 2 years ago, Stephen Hendry paid him a great compliment, and he would know better than anyone. He said that's why he's so well prepared for these tournaments. He wants to win as many trophies as he can. He doesn't settle for Well, that red yielded at the last moment. So it's going to be 8 wins in a row against his good friend